I see you playing the truly serious performers still here. So I'd like to invite our now smaller group to get a little bit closer. Because I got news for you. The Dallas Police Department is out there and they're starting to question our thinning crowd. So what do we have? We have the strength in numbers. So if everybody wants to come a little bit closer, that would not be a bad thing right about now, okay? Up next, I would like to introduce one of our hard-working board members here at GFW NORML, the person responsible for keeping our financial records intact, and my ass mostly out of jail, Loretta, Director of Finance. Howdy doody, Dallas, Texas. How are y'all today? As he mentioned, I'm Labrada, the Director of Finance here at GFW NORML. People typically get involved in a movement like ours because they see an injustice and they feel compelled to do something about the wrong that they're seeing. My goal when I joined this organization over 5 years ago was liberty. Freedom, end prohibition. The problem is the law, not the plant. You may be here today as a lover of liberty. You may be here today as a victim of this insane war via the criminal justice system. And you may be here just because you want to be around like-minded people who love weed. But, mark my words, as sure as you're standing here, as sure as you're standing here, you or someone that you love is going to need medical marijuana. My mom is 85 years strong. She and I have talked a lot about this movement and what I do with GFW NORML. She knows about our events. She knows about our marches, and she knows about our events here today. She talks to me and tells me whenever she sees anything on TV about marijuana, or at least she used to. You see, on August the 7th, my mom fell and she spoke the actual words, well, I've fallen and I can't get up. And that sounds kind of funny until it actually happens to you. When mom came out of surgery to repair that broken hip, she had what is known as delirium, which is a state of mental confusion which happens after surgical procedures, particularly in elderly patients. And it usually gets better, so we waited. If you've never experienced what happened was after a series of questions and simple tasks, they brought in a specialist to talk to her, and after these simple questions, during which she knew that my name was Loretta, but not who Loretta was, she was diagnosed with moderate to severe Alzheimer's disease. If you've never experienced Alzheimer's up close, or as a caregiver, you may think, like I did, it's an old person's disease, that old people just forget things, that maybe even it's a normal part of aging, but it is not.
You see, I go see my mom 6 days a week, usually during dinner, so that I can sit there and remind her to take a bit of food. Some days she talks to me all days, and some days we're in 2015, and other days we're in 1949. Some days she's happy, and other days she's lost and confused. And on her more lucid days, sometimes she will look at me and take my hand in hers, and she will say, I don't feel like myself anymore, Loretta, and I'm not sure that I ever will again. Studies show that marijuana can help with the symptoms of Alzheimer's. Like our previous speaker said, it can sometimes reverse the damage that the disease does. I really hope that's true, because I'm lost here. Some studies show, like I said, that smoking weed in your 20s provides a neuroprotectant effect, and I've got that covered. But imagine, Alzheimer's disease is a brutal disease. Imagine losing your mind and being painfully aware the entire time that it's happening to you. You search inside your brain for the names of your own children, and you can't come up with them. You forget things. Is Dad home from work yet? No, Mom. Remember, Dad's not here. It's sad, and it's exhausting. So much so that I really couldn't decide if I could do this today, if I could stand up and talk. But I went up to my mom on Monday and sat and watched dinner with her, and I thought, what the heck, I'll just ask her. This happened to be one of her lucid days, and she stopped and she looked into my eyes and she said, well, do you think they would listen? And I said, I don't know, Mom, what do you think? And she said, what I think is, they haven't listened so far, and I think I'd just really like to punch somebody in the throat. We're good people here. I'm a good person, and we deserve more. So here I am. Yes, Texas is a medical marijuana state. That's what the law says. That's what the statistics say. We didn't get legalization with HB 2165, which would have provided hope and a relief from persecution. We didn't get HB 3785, a whole plant medical marijuana bill that would have provided hope to thousands of Texans. Nope. We went to our legislators and all we got was SB 339. The only condition written into this bill is intractable epilepsy, and that won't even bring Team Alexis home to us. Furthermore, if my mom were a qualifying patient under this law, the first dispensaries don't open until September 27th. And by then, for my mom, it would be too late. It's not enough, and I kind of want to punch somebody in the throat too. But that's not going to accomplish much. In fact, after this last legislative session, I kind of wondered if anything that we could do would accomplish much with these people. But guess what? I'm not done yet. I want you to join me. Politics. We have a presidential election coming up. You've heard about it in the news already. But you know what? That's the wrong branch of the government. The legislative branch of our government is who writes the bills, debates those bills, and gets them passed into law. At the federal level and at the state level. Same deal. They write the bills, they debate them, and they get them passed into law. So if you're going to change policies in Texas and in this United States, you're going to have to get to know these people. You need to know who represents you at the state level, at the federal level. We need more than your presence at this march today. We need your voices, and we need them now. Will you join me? For the patients that you've heard from today, for everybody that has a medical marijuana need, for my mom, I'm begging you.